Good evening, traders. Squawk News Briefing. U.S. equities closed lower today, with S&P futures down 44.8% and Nasdaq futures off 0.2%. The Dow futures also declined 0.54%. Volatility, as measured by the VIX, climbed 6.67%. In commodities, WTI crude oil surged 2.73%, settling at $84.65, and Brent crude gained 2.59%, closing at $90.81. Gold also saw gains, up 0.81 to $4,473.40. The U.S. 10-year yield rose 0.6% to 4.72%, while long-duration treasuries fell 0.87%. The U.S. 10-year yield rose 0.6% to 4.72%, while long-duration treasuries fell 0.87%. The U.S. dollar index was marginally down 0.08%. The session was dominated by escalating geopolitical tensions, particularly concerning Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. Reports indicated potential policy shifts and increased rhetoric from both Iran and the U.S., driving a risk-off sentiment in equities and a significant rally in oil prices. Iran stated it would not wait on a U.S. naval blockade and set a weeks-long deadline for full U.S. MOU implementation. Trump reiterated U.S. control of the Strait of Hormuz and weighed nuclear options against Iran. Meanwhile, AI-related news continued to flow, with Anthropic's revenue run rate reportedly topping $65 billion ahead of its IPO, and NVIDIA's substantial investment commitments to OpenAI data centers being highlighted. Looking ahead, the market will remain focused on geopolitical developments in the Middle East. Home Depot's Q2 earnings report is due on Tuesday. Also, U.S.-Canada trade negotiations are set to continue with delicate discussions over the next 48 hours. That's your Squawk News Briefing. The desk should separate fresh catalysts from background commentary and wait for market confirmation before upgrading a theme. If the same story keeps crossing without a broader move, it remains context rather than a new trading signal. If rates, the dollar, commodities, and index futures begin to confirm the tape, the next brief should elevate that theme. Until then, the useful question is whether the headline flow changes positioning, liquidity, or the next scheduled risk window.